You may have heard that in 2022, COP27 climate negotiations in Egypt made a historic decision to establish a loss and damage fund. A decision which was celebrated as a down payment on climate justice. But did you also know that after nearly a year, this fund is still an empty bucket which needs to be filled? An empty bucket which is seeing communities in the global south, those on the front lines of the climate emergency, paying out of their own pockets for a crisis they did little or nothing to cause. I mean, can you imagine you were in a car crash that wasn't your fault and you had to pay for the damage done by the other driver? Don't you think that's a little unfair? And you know what? When countries in the global south can't afford to rebuild, they're having to take out loans. Loans with higher than normal interest rates from development banks which are based in the same nations that are the most responsible for the climate crisis. Loans which see those banks and those countries profiting from the destruction and misery that a warmer world is causing. Can you feel the climate injustice? And this loss and damage fund matters, you know. It matters because as the world continues to heat up, there's going to be more storms, more drought, and a whole load of other problems which people around the world are going to need more and more support to deal with. But you might be thinking, where's all this money going to come from? Everyone's broke, right? But the thing is, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is clear, totally unambiguous. The countries with the greatest responsibility for the climate crisis need to pay their fair share. And you know what? I don't think the countries in the global north are as broke as they say they are. Rich countries are spending $2.6 million every minute to artificially lower the prices of coal, oil and gas. An insane amount spent on the very things that are causing the climate crisis. Wouldn't that money be better spent on loss and damage, healthcare, on education, and 1,000 other things that people struggling with the cost of living crisis need right now? Yeah, I think rich countries can afford to start paying up for loss and damage. Don't you agree?